Hi, this is KV, and this is the moon phase report for Taurus for the new moon in Virgo that's coming on September 5th, 2013. Okay, so this is really cool. This is one that you there's a couple that you so live for each month, or each year. This is one of those where it's like everything is so focused on what you need to purify and heal, and it's going to be too in regards to friends, groups, what you need to let go of or bring into your life to have more happiness and more joy and to more express your creativity more abundantly. So this is one where there's something with either like feeling like odd, feeling like you never fit in, or feeling like you're not good enough, the other people are doing it better. So that can be an aspect of something that's needing to be healed, where you're maybe kind of even like joining in group and sharing in a group, like maybe you're joining in something group related, something support related, that by doing that you are going to, something about the whole group process is going to actually help you see how more right on and normal you are. So maybe it's been, because communications is coming into this one again, this is just a big thing for you anyway. Taurus is the one that has the hardest time really speaking their true truth. Not that they want to make everybody happy, but kind of. It's kind of just like, I don't want to make a stink, I don't need to make a stink. There really aren't that many Taurus that I've met that are really like ball buster, wanting to make big stinks. I've not really noticed that in Taurus. It's just kind of like easygoing and mellow, but because you've had that beautiful personality trait, it's tended that people have walked all over you or used you, or you felt that way. So this is something where you're just really wanting to like start fresh and kind of start over and learn to use your voice in a new way, and this could be happening through the group function. There's something healing along that, so it could be that that's where I'm just feeling like you're joining in these groups or this group, and it's allowing you to use your voice more as a collective, and something about that is making you kind of like able to feel more safe and happy and joy with life. So that's pretty cool. So right now you're really just like, ow, I'm back on the rocks from yesterday, even though I said I wouldn't do this again, and I'm here again. I think, well, let's have the same backdrop. Now I'm like, gosh, this tilted, pointy rock that I'm on. Okay. Ow. Should have brought a blanket. Okay, so one thing too with the communication thing, something that's going to be coming to you is this thing that it relates to you living your destiny, and doing what you're really here to do, in that energetic thing that you're really here to do, to bring to humanity's movement into a higher vibration. So it's something that is communication based, and it's something that you maybe didn't see as so important, didn't really see as being something that you needed to change or needed to express, and it's just something that's like you did keep more on the down low as, no, that's not really important. And you're going to be seeing how important that is. Like, you're really going to be seeing like, wow, I didn't realize. I was just like, whatever, I don't need to express who I am. I'll express it inside or whatever. And so it's really just coming to you that like, I have to communicate. Like I could actually see like Taurus is really like gaining a lot more strength in and belief in what they're sharing, or in the way that they use their words. So there's going to be a really big focus there, and it relates to, maybe feeling like you're not allowed to speak up, that you're weird, that what you say isn't important, but actually is, and it kind of relates more like to this, like your peace can actually, oh, that's cool. Your peace can actually bring about peace. So if you think about it, you have the ability to, by being true to your nature and speaking your truth, you have the ability to affect other people and other groups. So it's almost like you need to be an example like that, and just know that like what you're doing, even though you thought it wasn't important and you could just go on living your life like that, and something with you really being true to who you are is important, in that it can affect other people who see you, and maybe it's even in this group thing, but that they see you as leading by example, and then they awaken to their own things. And that's something we have to realize a lot in life. Like, we move people through what we're doing, you know, and we, you know, changes we make can change other people's lives. I've always had the ability to really just say it just how it is. And I was just talking to this friend of mine who, where does she have Taurus? Maybe she doesn't. But like, she like got me all fired up over this thing, and I was like, man, you can't even like bring that stuff to me, because I am a pit bull by heart, and I really stand up if it's injustice, and I ended up standing up way too much. But now I regret that. I regret that I was even triggered. But so like, but I always hear people, you know, so I've had to go through life like always being like, no, like I'm always standing up for the underdog, I'm always protecting people, you know, I'm really big about helping people who've been squashed. You know, those people are my favorite people to assist and be around. But I'm always like hearing like, oh my gosh, what you said, like it affected me so much, or seeing you do that, that was so, you know, like that moved me, thank you for doing that. And but so many times like I go, oh my gosh, why did I do that? Why did I have to do that? I don't want to have to keep standing up for everything, you know. So it might be uncomfortable for you to do this, but you have to understand that other people are almost like counting on it. And it affects people, you know, it affects people who see it, it affects people who are involved in it, and it's ultimately affecting you energetically. Especially, it'll be difficult, but you still will be like, gosh, this is what I've needed to do. And the more you do it, you're just going to free up that locked energy that all Taurus kind of have this locked thing in their throat, because they've just been taught you don't say it, you don't say anything. So you're also, that's something too, you're also really having, well, you already know this, there's a lot, you're getting lots of opportunities to explore this through relationship. So I would imagine that, you know, if you think about it that way too, like you need to speak up and be this new kind of more vocal and say it like it is, Taurus. And very likely partnerships or relationships, it could be work, something happening at work, but they're pushing you. They're almost showing up as catalysts in your life right now to make you say, no, I'm not going to do this. This is too much. It's, you know, maybe even something setting up boundaries. But like, you know, it's almost like you've had to be steamrolled over in order to find the strength of your voice. And people can be pushing your buttons right now, and it can be really kind of painful, and you're just like, why am I having this? It was fine, and now everything's fighting and discomfort, and this isn't working. But if you'll really look at what it's doing, it's pushing you to move your voice and share your voice and get real about what you're feeling inside. Because those are really big blocks in this energetic time that we're in now. You know, keeping things inside. It's kind of like I tell people, you know, I'll say things like, when you are ordering services from others or whatever, like, it's not really about like credentials now, or do you have a PhD, or do you have da-da-da, because information is everywhere now and so accessible, and people just are awakening to their own gifts. So it's not like that is important anymore. What's important is that you feel them out. And if you are holding in things and playing nice and not saying what needs to be said, then you're having this energetic thing that people are going to feel. And, you know, you've gotten away with it your whole life. People have gotten away with it for decades and centuries. I would say decades though, right? But now we're so transparent that people are going to feel it. So that could be even something that people around you are acting out because you've been holding this energy in for so long, and it's tension in you. So they're feeling tension. So it's birthing something in them that's tension too. That's like a Mars Chiron aspect too with that one. Like people who have that tend to not be able to express anger. But what they do instead, because they're holding that in, they manifest hotheads. You know, I even know that one because like I'm a hothead. I can be so calm, but I also, that's where when it comes to standing up, like I go total hothead, or I just like I stand up. I can be so calm, but yeah, then if something's wrong or not right, or someone's getting picked on, or someone's not being treated with respect, like I'm that person who gets fired from jobs. I remember, oh that's funny, I remember I was working at this cafe in San Francisco, and I had this woman, she would write these notes for the people in the kitchen, and they would be like on the sheet paper, and they'd be like this long, and she would rip them to, you need to stop taking my da-da-da. I mean, they were so angry and mean. So I would just take it and take it. I would be really upset. I didn't want anything to do with her because I was like, you are nasty. You don't treat people like that. These are people working for you, and you're going to treat them like that? So I wrote a note just like hers on that big paper. I don't even remember what I said, but I ripped her to shreds right back. I gave it right back to her, and I put it on the fridge, because she would always like put them on the fridge or something. They were so insulting. You'd be like, oh my gosh. But so I put it right back to her, and I got fired. But I do it again. That's what I do. I just do that kind of stuff. So it does get me fired often. But unfortunately, I'm in a place now where nobody can fire me, except me. Okay, so let's see. So this one is very much, so all that stuff I was telling you is like this background stuff that you need to take care of and focus on. But what it's going to do when you do this, when you can come to this new, open, clear slate, healed, better foundation with which to really share the truth of you beautiful Taurus beings, there's going to be a gateway opening for you to express more happiness, for you to be more creative, for you to even kind of connect on a love vibe that's like the beginnings of something, but just to kind of start pulling in a different kind of partnership people into your life. But it's all because you're learning to speak up. So, hi Moon Bear. Am I taking too long? I'm sorry. I got like another hour and a half. But so yeah, it's opening for you to really feel so much more relaxed in your body, in your life, just feeling much more like content with everything, and like, gosh, this is so working out. So however you need to use your voice, use it, share it. You may even be discovering things that you need to share with the world, you know. This could be something where you may even want to share this path, you know, this journey to learning to use your voice. That's a great idea. But there's going to be so much more creative expression in your life because of these changes that are so deeply ingrained in there, but they're not you. You learned them from someone else. They told you this is how it has to be, and this is how we do it, and that's not the truth. It's not really keeping with the times. So I am expressing myself in the most authentic way with who I really am. I allow myself to speak my truth. And if people reject it, I trust that it's only because they're not used to this new me, and they will get used to it. You know, give yourself the space to see that this is okay, even though people may react. I mean, people are always going to react when you first change, you know. I remember when I went from normal kid to punk rock kid, you know, because you have to switch at some point, and then everyone's like, what? And I'm like, I found myself, yo, before I couldn't. Now I found it. So I expect that that's going to happen. And then you have Saturn in the 7th house of relationships, so there's limitation there anyway. There will eventually be a more solid, grounded awesomeness with your relationships, but first we have to move through the limitation. So people will react. and that's part of it. You don't need to buy into it. You just need to be true to you. That's the most important thing. Otherwise, you won't have all these other things manifest in your life, which is more, feeling more creative, maybe even having the money to be more creative, maybe having something like that, so that everything just kind of starts to change. And then you'll just realize how much happier you are and how you didn't realize it was holding you back. But we can't do that anymore, and the gates are open for this to heal. So I love my life. I trust this process. Yeah. Okay. So you have a beautiful new moon, and I will see you back for the full moon in Pisces in 2 weeks.